If you're an opponent of Boston and you're really considering that, like Cavs, New York, especially Bucks and Philly, you have to watch this game to see their weakness.
Yeah.
Their weakness was because they're big, but they're a little team. See, without Porzingis, they're not a big team, right? You're literally talking about a 6'3", 6'3", 1-2. Your 3-4 is actually two small forwards, and then your center, Al Horford, is a power forward at best, and he can't jump all of 22 feet off the ground. So
he can jump 30 feet. Yeah.
if you, 22 inches. No, I'm saying you 22 inches. So if you attack the basket and go for an offensive rebound, they really are not capable. Like, Boston outshot them from the field, outshot them from the three, outshot them from the free throw line.
Sure did.
The problem is they had 75 shots. Hawks had 99 shots.
Well, let's talk about the reason behind that shot differential. So Hawks dominated the Celtics on the boards, 20 offensive rebounds to the Celtics 6, had 68 points in the paint, with the Celtics only managing 32. Celtics are allowing 52.2 points in the paint this season, which is 24th in the league, and are scoring just 39.8. We'll give them 40 points in the paint this season, which is dead last.
Damn.
Of course, they lead the league in three-point attempts at nearly 51 per game. They're taking 51 three-pointers
I think that needs
per
to go
game,
down a little
shooting nearly 36% from
That's
deep.
a lot of.
This algorithm is not. The stats are not telling them what they need to. Like, you're shooting 51 threes. Like back in the 60s, there was no three-point line. They average more than you guys without a three-point line, because that means they're shooting free throws, which stops the clock, so they can put more possessions into the game. So the 60s is the real factor, right? I want layups and free throws.
Also,
Because that means people are going to get in foul trouble. Like you are literally like, you shoot 53s and have 116 points.
What's the reward for that?
What?
What's the reward for that?
I don't got to get hurt.
53s?
A championship.
Celtics will the number
win a
will be a little
Were they
shit.
shooting 50? They weren't shooting 50 last year.
Whatever they were doing,
They were shooting 50 last year,
They're
too?
trying to duplicate whatever got them the chip. That's called fool's gold, right?
mean,
you got to know what fool's gold is.
They still gonna win a lot more games than they lose.
Man.
Because they're not just jacking up threes. They have people who can knock
Celtics
them
are averaging
down.
24 free throw attempts a game, good enough for 6th in the league right now.
Yeah, 26.
The only way they're gonna
6.
like crash and burn is if teams stop trying to shoot with them.
Who
But
shoots?
it's not gonna work because they still make so many of those.
No, that's not true. If you're shooting 50 and even if you're making 25, if I'm just attacking the basket and getting you in foul trouble, you're not a big team.
So they're shooting 50, making around 18.5, about 37%.
That's still not enough.
How many points is that?
Like, you literally have to shoot like damn near 60% from the three-point line for that to actually make sense.
No, but the fear is, if I'm making 18 a game on a hot night, how many am I hit? On a hot night.
How now you still shooting
Like
what,
20
53?
At
Like
20 plus, right? So if our hot nights are more consistent with our cold nights, if we have 70% hot nights throughout the whole season, we good. We ain't got nothing to worry about. We had a couple cold nights where we ain't hit, but majority of the time, we hitting 20 of these a game. Now think about how cold we gotta be to add free throws to that. The only thing we don't like about
And
the
other
Celtics is they don't have no
teams,
structure.
And all them O boards.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
83% from the line as a team.
that's what I'm saying. You shot 8. You made 8 more threes in them, right? How many more free throws? Like,
Take away half of those O boards. The game's
but
close.
you can't.
Second
It's part
chance
of it because you can't score. I mean, you can't rebound.
Second chance
So if
point.
I'm shooting a bunch of threes, you get the easy rebound because
Yes.
we're not
Yeah.
crashing
Yes.
the boards.
Yes.
But the fact that they're driving and
Yes.
you small, you can't block shots, they can
Yes.
just get over the red. So that's if you attack them and just say, you know what, hey, listen, we're only going to shoot about 23s. We're just going to keep driving.
Running.
Yeah.
Like,
That was New York last year. Harkenstein and Josh Hart got all the
rebounds.
simply because
Harkenstein.
they allowed to shoot. They allowed the other
love
teams to
this
shoot
stuff.
themselves out. You shoot yourself out. But if you make That's the problem with New York was if we gonna allow you to shoot yourself out and you shoot yourself in, we get penalized for letting you shoot it. But we're banking on our offensive rebounds and our defensive rebounds. So that's a risk you got to take.
If you're shooting 53s, man, you should be scoring 145, 150. Imagine giving the Phoenix Suns back in the day 53s.
What are you losing?
You losing Amari coming in there dunking on everybody?
No, I'm saying if you're the Boston Celtics, what are you losing?
Not shooting.
By doing,
By not shooting, going and
we're winning.
Going
about
and
our
getting
formula.
buckets.
Our formula is we're 9-3, doing what we're doing. If we stop doing it, is it gonna make us win more games?
Yes.
So let me just give y'all a little bit of some stats. I know how we feel about stats on the show. So Houston Rockets, 2018, 2019 Houston Rockets.
2018, 2019.
Most three-pointers per game in the season, they attempted 45.4. The Celtics taking 5 more threes per game than that Rockets squad. I'm just saying.
They got more three-point shooters on the Boston Celtics team, though.
They do. They do.
That's
It
a
is
problem.
crazy watching
That's a
some of
problem
these
because
games, though, some of the threes that these
People
players
are taking it,
shooting are kind of like, what the fuck?
they're in competition with each
Like,
other.
why are you shooting?
Because we're in competition with each other now. We all can shoot threes.
Like-
So now it's like, oh, he put up 2.
The worst ones are if the team gets like a really good stop
Yeah.
and then they just come down and
And just shoot a
someone
random.
just throws
when you're
up
supposed to
some
get a
shit.
momentum bucket.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what is that?
Nasty.
Don't like that. Even
Like,
though
you-
I'm
like-
a big fan of the three-point shooting.
Wait,
but
we missed something. They took how many threes?
last night,
3.
50.
40 or something like that?
Almost 50.
53 out of 75 shots.
Tell you. And then
Coaching.
the Hawks got
That's
100
coaching,
shots up.
man.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
So
they took 45 last night.
45 threes out of 75 attempts.
Yeah, 75
They're
total.
That's a
taking-
problem.
Yeah.
That's coaching.
That's the
man.
thing, because I feel like they can take that many threes, but you can't take more threes than twos.
And we're
Ever.
plus 14 in
Ever.
free
And
throw
then give up
differential.
20
Wait, hold on.
And give up.
Let my math kick in. Hold on.
Plus 14 in free throw differential as well.
And they only lost by 1, though. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, they should have won by 20.
By a tip-in.
That's 20-point.
Like-
That's a 20-point victory. Even the old boys alone.
So basically, from layup, if I'm looking at this right, they were 20 for 25 from layup. Am I looking at this right? Boston. But if you subtract,
You take
if you
20 for 20,
you
yeah.
tr-
No, 20 for 35. Right?
From inside the arc.
if you
right?
take away the 75,
If you take away
what,
30, right?
30
20
shots?
from 35.
20 for
Tw-
30 from
20 for
two.
30 from 2.
They're not bad.
20 for 30 from 2, and you want to
great.
sit here and chuck threes the whole
It's
game?
great.
What?
20 from 30 from 2.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So you want to sit here and chuck threes when you're shooting damn near 60-something% from
Well, that's
layups.
why, that's why it works for them, because they are so good inside the arc.
No, but is it an emphasis? It's not an emphasis.
It's not an emphasis, it's
But
three.
What I'm saying is it should be the other way around.
It's a leftover.
Like-
It's a bonus.
But
That's
the
what she's
twos-
saying. It's a bonus. The 2s are a bonus for them. They can rely on the 3s so much and just
But what
fall
I'm saying,
back on the 2s.
now think about if you shot the ball, if you're shooting 20 for 30 and majority of those shots were 2-pointers, you are scoring about 130.
Yeah.
Also, you need to take out like 10 to 15 attempts just from Peyton Pritchard alone, because that's all he's coming in.
Well, think about
He
his
ran it.
role. Think about that. Think about when you have relegated his role to just do that.
That's all
he
his
has
last 2 games, only threes.
If
Like
you
the-
come in the game and you don't put up 7 threes, I'm not putting you in the game
Right.
no more, bro. You have a obligation. Like shoot. But that's coaching again.
That's what I'm saying. Other teams, you take 10 to 15 of those threes from like 4 random players that have no business shooting threes in the first place. They've relegated or delegated that to one guy. Every game, he's going to come in and do that.
Like right now, Jaylen Brown is probably the hardest person to guard
Yes.
because everybody else, you can guard them. Like I always tell kids, don't be guardable from your stat sheet.
Yeah.
Like if I look at the stat sheet and I
Like,
can
I know
tell how you
exactly
play,
what to
I
do.
don't need to watch a game. I'm like, all right, Pritchard, you took 8 shots, 8 threes. Okay, he's a 3-point shooter. When you're going to do all this, I know you're not going to drive.
You're not driving.
I know you're not driving.
You're not driving at
Right?
all.
So,
Yeah,
okay,
just don't get
Hauser,
them shit
same
off.
thing.
Same thing.
Right? Okay, with Tatum, you took 16 shots, 9 threes, so most likely you're going to settle for the 3.
Settle it.
You know, so if you're above the 3-point line and you know, it's 5, 4, I know you're checking that. Same thing with Al Horford. You're going to shoot a 3. Holiday, majority of your shots come 3. Derek White, you're sitting around the 3-point line. Now, when it comes to Brown, he took 22 shots, 6 threes. He's the only one that kind of changes it up for them.
Yeah, he don't settle.
He's not going to settle. He's not going to sit out there checking threes the whole game. So now, whoever's guarding him, now you have this in-between game you got to play just with him.
So
everybody else, I'm like,
think about why it makes him so dangerous, though. Like, you got both sides of the ball, but then he understands that he needs to switch up the game. You got all the other players on the team shooting threes, and relying on that. So think about live by 3, die by 3. If my 3-ball ain't going in, what am I bringing to the table? Everybody now slouching and munching around. Man, my shit ain't going in. Jaylen Brown like, man, I'm getting to the line. I'm getting to the cup. Easy buckets live down there. What are y'all talking about? So for Boston,
Derek White be getting tough buckets too.
Yeah, because he's aggressive
Yeah.
when he want to be.
Yeah.
Like even with someone like Luka, unless you're shooting this much where it's kind of like Luka took 27 shots, 10 are threes.
Yeah.
So that means 17, 17 shots, he's coming in, mixing it up. So that's how it's supposed to look from the star player.
Yeah.
Right? If you look at everybody who averages a lot of points, they not sitting at the 3-point line the whole time.
Nah.
But there's only one person, there 2 people, that really carried their offense at the 3. That was Steph, Clay, Dame a little bit too. But for the most part, everyone else mixing up is mid-ranging. They know you don't want to play. I know you don't want to play defense. So you want me to settle for the 3. So
here's a question. Can
They like
Boston
reverse
Celtics get
psychology,
back?
the mid-range out of people's minds, because now everybody is.
3 or layup. And it's not even 3 or layup.
But like
it's
the
just
elite
3.
of the elite are all shooting middies.
But,
All of these.
but can the
'Cause there's
Boston
no
Celtics
defense.
get back playing the same way they played?
Get back to what? The finals?
Yep.
Same-
Because look, what we talking about right now is that this is a detriment.
Unless
53
somebody-
threes, right? And the reason they got to where they was because I was a fan. 1. 2, is because they lucked up and a lot of guys got injured. So you remember we was talking about how lethargic they were playing. They were getting by these guys that was beating them by a lot of points because they were hitting threes. They shooting a lot of threes, hitting a lot of threes. But let's just say you meet a team where you got to match up when they hitting 3 for 3. We going down stop for stop. Like, what's going to be the difference maker right now?
Because that's
for
not the
Boston?
way the other team plays.
But Boston, listen, like Boston, when they have to play like that, like they played last night against a team with no Trae Young,
Nobody.
like you nut cutting time down one, like you lost that game to a team that ain't got no stars. So we get down a 7-game series with teams that know what they're doing and can make it happen. I don't think Boston can survive that right now with
Tell you, it was
Tatum playing the way he
the
played.
old boards. It wasn't shit else but the old boards.
You gotta
I know,
box
but
out.
that's
a simple
what
thing.
I'm saying. It's nothing but the boards, but that's because the other team is driving.
Yeah.
Right? The other team is not just playing that game shooting threes. That's what I said. If somebody's smart, they're gonna look. The biggest weakness for Boston is they do shoot way too many threes for the personnel that they have on your team. Like if I'm literally guarding Kobe and he's sitting there shooting 15 threes, trust me, I'm fucking happy.
Yeah, fact.
I'm happy. I'm not even gonna lie with you.
Easy
like
night.
if AI's just shot a whole bunch of threes, trust me, we're gonna be sitting there like, please keep shooting. Woo. I don't give a
I'm
fuck
telling
if
you, I think they're just resting
I know
hat
you're
on
not
the
gonna-
fact that all these teams also want to shoot hella threes.
You're not gonna get me in foul trouble ever. I get to keep playing. That's what I'm saying. Like the fear Jayson Tatum and Brown should be putting on those guys is we're not gonna settle.
We're attacking
I want
all
you to play
night
defense. I want you
long.
out of the game.
All night long.
I can shoot threes when you're gone.
Yes.
You're the best defender. I want you to fuck out this game. So I'm just gonna
Facts.
keep attacking until you get I want you to play defense. I don't have to play D.
Yeah, you just wait for them to make
That's
threes.
the
Like you can't take
mentality
advantage
right
of
there. That's
like
it.
Luka. You're telling me Luka gets to play the whole game because none of y'all are getting him in foul trouble.
You don't want
Why the-
him to play?
I don't want him to fucking. He's putting up 40-something total points because rebounds, assists. I don't want to guard that. Let's go. I'm gonna put you in the mix. Get in foul trouble. Wasn't that what Shea? Who was guard? Shea and was that round where he got in foul trouble?
Yeah, and they was trying to get him, his Shea and Dort.
They were trying to get him in foul trouble. Like, you know, it's like little things. Like, I don't see anybody, because everybody's so warped with shooting threes, I don't see anybody taking advantage of them besides if they have to play like a Denver or a Lakers.
If you're a good player.
Lakers don't have enough three-point shooters to even worry about shooting 53s.
Hey, if you're a good player and you don't know that the other team's best player has how many fouls they have,
You'd be surprised.
you ain't built like that, man.
So we asked the chat, do the Celtics need to switch up their play style? 52% said no, 48% saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like you have told them, you've given them the international move around symbol.
Keep shooting threes, Bob.
I was watching the playoffs and I was like, in the championship game, I was like, y'all can beat them by 45, y'all. If y'all just, Tatum, you just drive the whole time. Brown, you just drive. Who's gonna block you back
They
there?
don't be giving Jayson foul calls.
Because he jumps, because he don't know how to jump.
He's soft.
He don't know how to, he don't like, okay.
He don't be getting the calls that he deserves.
Jaylen Brown is a 2-foot
No
jumper.
matter, he earned them foul calls.
No, he's a 2-foot jumpers don't know how to get fouled. So when Jayson Tatum is a 1-foot jumper, but when he drives, he decides he wants to jump off 2 without any 2 power. You don't have power like Jaylen Brown jumping off a 2. So when you come in there and you decide to jump off 2, you're smaller.
You're off balance too.
Off balance, but that's why you see him missing so many layups.
Yeah. He one leg,
big,
one bad,
one leg leaning. Like you don't have the explosion to get you there.
Jaylen can take the bump.
Yep.
And hit the contact.
He still needs more foul calls though.
Like you're like go in there and just jump.
Like Jaylen Brown is dark skinned. From the trenches.
Hey, well, okay, can you name
Plush ones.
What light-skinned guy actually played like
With aggressive?
gritty basketball like
Dante Jones?
No, score like somebody.
Score?
Yeah, score.
Yeah, 'cause he didn't score shit.
Played, what'd you say, Gil?
Light skin.
Like they wanted to get fouled. Like they didn't jump.
Was Corey Maggette
Corey Maggette. Yeah.
Corey Maggette loved contact.
We talked to a light skin at council. He has
Corey Maggette.
appropriate hue to be considered. Let's keep the light skin talk going. In other Celtics news.